Welcome to the Spook Channel. Today we will delve into the chilling tales and ghostly legends that haunt the shadows of the ancient continent of Asia.
Cambodia is steeped in haunting tales, none more chilling than that of Toul Sleng, aka Security Prison 21. This grim site witnessed the torture and death of nearly 20,000 individuals during the Cambodian Genocide. Today, it is infamous for its spectral inhabitants. Within the walls of the Toul Sleng Genocide Museum, which was once a prison, echoes linger of those who were never truly set free. Despite their demise, their spirits are said to roam what were once their cells, though now they are tended to by caretakers. The current staff at the museum, well versed in its dark history, strive to honor the past, yet unexplained phenomena persist. Objects are hurled to the ground and shrill screams pierce the air, leaving the staff bewildered. During lunch breaks, staff members leave food out for the spirits, unable to enjoy their own meals due to the cacophony the ghosts create when not offered sustenance. To comprehend the museum's hauntings, one must grasp Cambodia's grim history. From 1975 to 1979, the nation endured the Cambodian Genocide, orchestrated by the Khmer Rouge under Pol Pot's leadership. This regime sought to purify the population to establish an ideal communist state, leading to the deaths of up to 2 million people. Upon arrival at Security Prison 21, prisoners were stripped, photographed, and deprived of personal belongings. Many were detained without understanding why, often for arbitrary reasons such as wearing glasses or speaking multiple languages. The prisoners faced grueling interrogations and were confined in cramped, harsh conditions. They were forbidden from communicating and subjected to severe punishments for the slightest infractions. The objective was to extract confessions before execution, achieved through torture methods including water submersion, electric shock, and hanging by the hands until unconsciousness. Once a confession was obtained, execution followed. Initially, executions occurred on site, but later prisoners were taken to the killing fields at Chowong Ek to be killed. They were often forced to dig their own graves before being executed, adding to the horror. After the fall of the Khmer Rouge in 1979, Cambodia began the arduous task of rebuilding. Security Prison 21 was transformed into a memorial and museum to honor the victims. Despite efforts to memorialize the victims, rumors of hauntings persist. Himeji Castle, located in Hyogo Prefecture, has a rich history dating back to 1333, when it was originally built as a fort. However, the castle as it stands today is largely credited to Toyoda Hideyoshi's reconstruction in 1581, making it Japan's largest castle. Despite facing numerous challenges such as the bombing during World War II and the Great Hanshin earthquake in 1995, Himeji Castle has stood almost intact. Known as Hakurojo or Shirasagijo, meaning the White Heron Castle, it gets its name from its white exterior and architectural resemblance to a bird taking flight. Legend has it that the castle is haunted by a white lady, often seen on moonlit nights dressed in white kimono, adding to its mystique. These stories are often shared during the Japanese holiday Obon, which honors the spirits of the dead. One of the most famous ghost stories associated with Himeji Castle is the tale of Okiku, a servant wrongly accused of losing one of her lord's valuable plates. The lord, angered by her refusal of his advances, hid the plates to manipulate her. When she refused again, he threw her down a well, where she died. Some versions suggest she threw herself down to escape her tormentor. In death, Okiku became an onryo, a vengeful spirit, haunting her murderer by counting the 9 plates, always shrieking when she reached the 9th, never able to find the 10th, ultimately driving him insane. These stories, including the legend of Okiku, have been immortalized in various art forms such as kabuki plays, and a popular movie that you may know called The Ring, adding to the cultural significance and allure of Himeji Castle. The Diplomat Hotel was constructed atop Dominican Hill, initially named the Dominican Hill and Retreat House. It was intended to serve as a vacation home for the Dominican Order. Construction began in 1913, and the Retreat House was officially opened in 1915. Additionally, a seminary was established on the premises, but due to a lack of students, it was eventually closed. During the Second World War, the Diplomat Hotel's history took a tragic turn. As people sought refuge from the advancing Japanese forces, the vacation house was transformed into a refugee camp. Sadly, it was later occupied by the Japanese, who used it as their headquarters. During this time, the Japanese committed atrocities such as rape, torture, and the brutal killing of nuns, priests, and refugees. After the Americans defeated the Japanese forces, the hotel was acquired by Diplomat Hotels, Inc. in the 1970s and was transformed into a luxurious accommodation under the name the Diplomat Hotel. However, the hotel's manager, Agapito Agpawa, passed away from a heart attack, leading to the hotel's closure and abandonment. Over time, the deserted Diplomat Hotel fell into disrepair, becoming a haunted ruin. Despite its eerie reputation, attracting visitors intrigued by its dark past, it stands as a reminder of the suffering endured within its walls. Whether or not it is truly haunted, the haunting tales of its history continue to captivate those who visit, reminding them of the horrors of war and the resilience of the human spirit. Firoz Shah Kotla Fort, constructed in 1354 by Sultan Firoz Shah Tughlaq during his rule from 1351 to 1384, stands as one of Delhi's oldest and most eerie structures. Legend has it that the Mughals erected this fort in a desperate bid to escape the water scarcity of Tughlaqabad, shifting their capital to Firozabad. The fort, positioned alongside the Yamuna River, was believed to offer a solution to their water woes. Inside its walls, the fort hosted madrasas, palaces, enchanting gardens, and mosques, serving as a regal emblem for the Tughlaqabad dynasty's third ruler. Whispers abound that the fort harbors jinns, and those who subscribe to such beliefs frequent the site seeking blessings and supernatural solutions to their dilemmas. Some even conduct exorcisms here, attempting to rid individuals of malevolent spirits. Despite skepticism, many attest to its powers. According to Islamic beliefs, while light gave rise to angels and clay molded humans, jinns came into being from smokeless fire. Followers of the supernatural flock here, penning letters detailing their troubles, leaving them behind for the otherworldly entities to address. Stories of these jinns date back to 1977, emerging shortly after the emergency, although some supernatural theorists claim their presence spans 4 decades. Despite its age, this 14th century fort remains a steadfast relic, bolstering beliefs in the mystical and the unknown. Genting Highlands, a renowned tourist destination in Malaysia, is often called the City of Entertainment. Nestled in the Titiwangsa Hill Range, it sits at an elevation of about 6,000 feet above sea level. Despite its popularity, some visitors have reported strange encounters, leading to rumors of hauntings. This reputation is fueled by stories of people who took their own lives after losing heavily in the casino. Adding to the eerie atmosphere are sightings of yellowish and reddish threads hanging from tree branches along the road, from Batang Kali to Genting Highlands, believed to be used for ritual purposes. Additionally, there are rumors that the entire 21st floor of a building is closed off. The eerie Aokigahara forest looms on the northwestern slopes of Japan's famed Mount Fuji, its origins steeped in a volcanic eruption 1,100 years ago. Once revered as a sacred ground housing dragons and water deities, it now presents a haunting spectacle. Towering trees, gnarled roots, moss-clad stones, concealed caves, and meandering paths that draw visitors from distant lands. Yet, not all who venture here seek the forest's natural beauty. Some come with a macabre curiosity, for Aokigahara is renowned as a grim stage where lives are ended by their own hands. The forest stands as a chilling testament, second only to San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, to the lives lost to suicide. At its peak, more than 100 souls a year sought their final solace within Aokigahara's depths, with nearly half of these desperate travelers hailing from distant places, choosing this site for their ultimate and tragic act. The forest's somber reputation reflects a broader trend in Japan, where the suicide rate, according to the World Health Organization, stands as the highest among developed nations at 25.8 per 100,000 people. Although exact numbers of annual suicides within Aokigahara have been intentionally withheld since 2004 to deter further tragedy, the forest's somber reality persists, with volunteers discovering dozens of lost souls each year. These bodies are gently carried out and housed in a local station, where an ancient tradition dictates that a guardian must keep vigil through the night to ensure the spirits find peace. It is said that these spirits, if left unattended, would wail and roam the night, unsettling all who dare to listen. Local legend tells of the forest's haunting, with spiritualists asserting that the souls of the departed find refuge in its trees, causing spectral disturbances. These spirits are believed to be malevolent, trapping unwary travelers within their spectral grasp. Aokigahara's dark reputation is further steeped in folklore and historic tales, with stories recounting its use as a site for ubasate, a practice of abandoning the elderly in remote areas to perish during times of famine. This grim past has woven a tapestry of terror around the forest, shrouding it in an aura of dread and mystery. World War II resulted in the Japanese occupation of Singapore, triggering numerous tragic events, including the Suk Ching massacre, one of the most brutal atrocities in Singapore's history. The term Suk Ching translates to cleansing purge and involved the execution of many Chinese individuals in Singapore. The massacre, which took place at various locations, saw a death toll of 66 at Changi Beach. These men were tied together and forced to walk to the water's edge, where they were ruthlessly shot. Those who survived the initial gunfire were left to drown, and their bodies were later hacked apart with bayonets. The bodies of the victims were buried in mass graves dug by prisoners of war, casting a dark shadow over the area and leading to beliefs of hauntings. Changi Beach is often regarded as one of the most haunted places in Singapore, with reports of eerie sounds including weeping, wailing, and phantom gunshots. Some have even claimed to witness apparitions of Chinese men's heads or headless bodies, suggesting a residual haunting of the massacre's events. Additionally, surrounding beach houses are said to be haunted by violent entities, with reports of poltergeist activity and encounters with a woman in white, adding to the chilling reputation of the area.
Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, stay spooky.